Try to unsee bald Brad Pitt. I saw this post on Twitter and thought, let's take a look and see what we think. So here is bald Brad Pitt.
Wow. Ron Howard.
Oh, Ron. Wow, he actually does kind of,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Definitely.
Goodness gracious, that is wild. I mean, so Brad Pitt is pretty much considered the epitome of good looking, right? Like, ever since as far back as I can remember, when someone said great looking person, it was just Brad Pitt.
100%. One of the best ever. Hair, body, looks.
It literally takes him from being the epitome of good looking right there, even with the shaved head, but he's got that great hairline, like in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, to just being like extremely average. Like with a completely bald head, I'd say still even maybe above average at best, with the just totally baked hair, and then with the bald but the little bit of hair on the sides, I would say like average to below average.
He's so much of a 10 out of 10 out of 10 that now, taking away the hair obviously does so much for him. He's still a good looking guy, but he's got to have that hair. He needs that hair. Wow. David, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, Legends of the Fall, with Brad Pitt. In Legends of the Fall, it's one of the most romantic hair movies I've ever seen. So in Legends of the Fall, it's like in Montana, the most amazing, topography and scenery you've ever seen. In like the early 1900s, there's no phones, there's cars, but it's mainly everything by railroad. And for some reason, Brad Pitt, who's like got like the most amazing, he's like 24 years old.
Like the Troy hair.
The Troy hair. Exactly. And he takes off to go, I can't remember whether it was the military or he just takes off to the West Coast, and he's like, they've got photos of him and videos of him like wrestling like black bears on ships, and like his hair is flowing and all that stuff. And anyway, so he leaves behind this like the most amazing looking woman, and she was, by the way, like the only woman in the town. And his brother, who's a pretty good looking guy too, I can't remember the actor, and he had dark hair, and he became like a congressman. He was an attorney. So she gets done waiting for him, and she marries the brother.
Oh, I have seen that.
Okay. And then you hear the music, and you see like the sun setting, and you see the father come out with the pipe, and there he is. And it's a horse riding. And who is it? It's Brad Pitt with hair like down to here, and he just looks as good as he could ever look. And I've always thought about it, and I always wanted to talk about this. Could you imagine after 5 years, if like after year one, he starts suffering from male pattern baldness, and he comes back, and the really good looking girl comes out of the cabin, and then she sees him with the hair loss, and she's like, oh yeah, I made the right choice. I married the congressman. I mean, but it was just like this amazing scene, and the hair was incredible, and I'll never stop rolling over in my mind like that's my dream hair. I thought John Travolta was my dream hair in the old days, but yeah, Brad Pitt had it all going on.